Welcome to our next video on data collection. This video is meant to express our understanding on how to collect data from scratch. As the video ends, we should be able to identify what data collection is, data collection method, and types of data for the LASP purpose. On the previous study, we have completed the LPK report which highlight the related principle and defining the problems. Next step for completing the local plan is to conduct the LASP, which collecting the data that can be huge, help towards on analysis and resolve the defined problems. Laporan pendekatan kajian explain the requirement as outlined in the terms of reference. This document provide as a guide in terms of preparation of the draft local plan. It is a statement of the vision and objective of the local plan, a summary of national and state spatial policies that have an impact of the local plan area. Tampin district is located in the southern part of Negeri Sembilan and also become the study area for the Rancangan Tempatan Daerah Tampin 2040. The current land use of the entire Tampin district is 85,095.41 hectares. Tampin district is dominated by non-built-up land use, which is agriculture. Population growth in Tampin district was increasing from 2018 to 2020, with the total population is 96,440 residents.
Issues and potential. Issues and potential are one of the most important things in data collection. Throughout this stage, we had identified several main sectors that directly involve in physically, economically, as well as the well-being of the Tampin district, which are land use, economic, transportation, and agriculture. Issues by land use sector. Number 1. There is an imbalance in physical development in Tampin district. As a result of development, it's only concentrated in urban areas and towns, while in rural area it is far behind in terms of development. Number 2. The existence of customary land is an obstacle to development in Tampin district. Issues by transport sector. Number 1. Public transport service are not comprehensive and do not cover the entire area, which includes the village area. Issues by economy sector. Number 1. The low demand and supply of industrial activities in Felda land development areas has resulted in migration to the bordering state industrial area. Number 2. Unbalanced commercial activity between urban and rural areas. Number 3. The tourism center of Tampin district are not developing. Issues by agriculture sector. Number 1. The reduction in aquaculture activities is due to high maintenance costs and its only focus on low-value fish farming. Potential by land use sector. Number 1. Agriculture land use in Tampin district has the potential to be developed to create new development areas with the theme of agropolis development. Number 2. Tampin district is suitable for various types of development due to the physical condition, which does not have many obstacles. Potential by transport sector. Number 1. Tampin district able to become the city public transport hub in Kemas Negeri Sembilan because the city located in Tampin town with a railway transport system, namely Malayan Railway KTM and Intercity Railway KTM Intercity. Potential by economy sector. Number 1. The agriculture sector in Tampin district contributes to the opening of the food and crop production industry, as well as opening more employment opportunities to the surrounding population and becoming an attraction to foreign investors. Number 2. Tampin district has good potential in terms of heritage tourism and recreation. Potential by agriculture sector. Number 1. Tampin district has the potential to be one of the center of economic growth as well as the catalyst for the development of agropolis in the agriculture sector in several areas.
Data collection is a systematic process of gathering observations or measurements. It allows to gain first-hand knowledge and originate insight in research problem. Example of data collection methods that I use in this study is survey and observation. There are two types of data collections, which is primary data and secondary data in the making of LASP report. Primary data. For a research purpose, this data collected from the main source by researchers that consider the finest data. The data initially meets the particular needs of our research. We use two types of primary data, which are online visual site survey and observation. To obtain those data, Google Earth, OpenStreetMap, and Google Map are the top of the range among all. Secondary data. Basically, secondary data is a published information available from other sources that has already been gathered. Secondary data will provide essential background and help to improve the understanding and clarifying the research problem. There are three types of secondary data that used in this research study, which is qualitative data, quantitative data, and land use data. Qualitative data referring to the type of data that describe information. It is also called categorical data as example of qualitative data that will be used for the analysis of Tampin local plan, the structure of age, sex and ethnic groups, the characteristic of labor, the type of occupation by sector, the type of urban settlement function, and others. Next, quantitative data is defined as the value of data in the form of counts or number, where each dataset has a unique numerical value associated with it. As example of quantitative data that will be used for the analysis of Tampin local plan are number of urban settlements, number and size of household, migration rate, number of floors and height of building, number of industrial workforce, and others. Lastly, land use data refer to the result of classifying raw satellite data into land use categories based on the written value of the satellite image. This data will be used by all sectors to prepare the analysis report. Land use data usually shown as map and geospatial data. Data resources. All the data need can be obtained from the related agency by every sector. Several agencies that are involved are: first one is Regional Framework and Settlement Pattern Sector. Agency involved Majlis Daerah Tampin and Plan Malaysia Negeri Sembilan. 2. Demography and Workforce Sector. Agency involved Majlis Daerah Tampin and Jabatan Perangkaan Malaysia. 3. Physical, Land Use and GIS Sector. Agensi involved Plan Malaysia Negeri Sembilan and Jabatan Ukur dan Pemetaan Malaysia. 4. Accessibility, Traffic Network and Transportation Sector. Agensi involved Majlis Daerah Tampin and Jabatan Kerja Raya Negeri Sembilan. 5. Environmental Sector. Agensi involved Jabatan Perhutanan Negeri Sembilan and Jabatan Pengairan dan Saliran Negeri Sembilan. 6. Urban Design Sector. Agensi involved Majlis Daerah Tampin and Jabatan Warisan Negara. 7. Industrial Sector. Agensi involved Majlis Daerah Tampin and SME Corporation Malaysia. 8. Commercial Sector. Agensi involved Majlis Daerah Tampin and Plan Malaysia Negeri Sembilan. 9. Tourism Sector. Agensi involved Jabatan Warisan Negara and Lembaga Pelancongan Negeri Sembilan. 10. Agriculture, Livestock and Aquaculture Sector. Agensi involved Jabatan Pertanian Negeri Sembilan. 11. Housing and Rural Settlement Sector. Agensi involved Plan Malaysia Negeri Sembilan and Jabatan Perangkaan Malaysia. 12. Infrastructure and Utility Sector. Agensi involved Syarikat Air Negeri Sembilan and Jabatan Pengairan dan Saliran Daerah Tamping. 13. Public Facility Sector. Agensi involved Plan Malaysia Negeri Sembilan and Jabatan Perangkaan Malaysia. 14. Landscape, Open Space and Recreational Area Sector. Agensi involved Majlis Daerah Tampin and Jabatan Landscape Negara. And the last one is Management and Implementation Sector. Agensi involved Majlis Daerah Tampin and Plan Malaysia Negeri Sembilan.